This is Sandra from Sailing KYAN II. We're out on Chesapeake Bay enjoying this beautiful fall day. We are heading south real soon, right after the Annapolis Boat Show.
And we're going to be there at tent A14.
We'll be representing Alado Furler,
the greatest company we can think of, called AladoFurler.com. Everybody, it is Saturday and everybody's coming to buzz the carnival ship. Is that Art in his boat?
Yep.
It is.
That's
all right.
Art.
That's Art. That's Art imitating life, or life imitating art. And that's the carnival legend. And then around on this side, this guy's ready to pull out. So you got a little bit hectic all at once. Well, that was nice of them to wait for us because they're just pulling up the anchor. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you not running us down, Priscilla. Elvis has not left the room.
Well, at least he's heading in the right direction.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, September 20th. Less than 1 month to go until KYAN II is on its way. So we're doing our test run today. Starlink is working. I think we're getting about 160 megabits per second. And the Dishy has already tuned itself up. And we have all our apparatus online, including our iPad. Our phones will work by disabling the phone by putting in airplane mode and then going Wi-Fi calling. Our phone numbers work. And so that's about it. It's a beautiful day. We're going to go out and anchor and add a couple of solar panels to the davits, and away we go. Hey everybody, Alado Furler is all set up for the Annapolis Sailboat Show, running from October 12th to the 15th. Come and see us in booth A14. Just catching her breakfast as she prepares for the boat show. This is our one meal of the day. We're getting ready for how many hours are we working today? 10 to 6:30, 8.5 hours. I don't think we've worked that hard in a long time. And here we are at the Superior Life Saving booth, and this is our new life raft. We hope we never use it, but it's an ocean approved life raft. We have our new life raft. So we got it out down the forklift, down the ramp. We're going to take it off the box, put it into the back seat.
After our 10-year-old refrigeration system died, we decided to try an RV-style refrigerator. Sure glad we did.
Well, folks, the time is 12:48, and we just powered up our new Bodega cooler. It's sitting at 86 degrees. We've set it to 41 degrees. We'll come back as soon as we've attained 41 degrees and let you know how long it took.
On our last ICW trip in Beaufort, North Carolina, we met Mark and Jean. They have a group called 50 West in Baltimore. Here they are at Schaefer's Canal.
Everybody, we're back, and exactly 45 minutes later, this Bodega cooler has pulled down to 41 degrees in the refrigerator section and 9 degrees in the freezer section. And there's a handy little Bluetooth app that comes with this. You simply go on and download the app,
and it connects via Bluetooth and gives you the freezer temperature. And also this refrigerator has different power cutoff limits, so you can have it cut off as low as 10.4 volts or as high as 11.4 and cut back in. This is to save the battery in case you don't have battery isolation, which we think you should have. But all in all, I think so far it's a great freezer. The door is a locking door. It snaps and locks, so it's not going to come open on you in transit. It has a really nice freezer compartment, which opens up in here with a little ice cube tray. The freezer compartment door comes right out. It's plastic. It goes straight in and locks down. There's enough space up here to put in a good assortment of food, and then we have also a pull-out little crisper. So all in all, a couple of sidebars for soft drinks and everything. I think it's a sweet little fridge for the money. Time to do some upkeep on the Bimini with our newly refurbished Sailrite machine in Baltimore for $300.
Is it a log or a piling? The biggest piece of timber decided to come visit us at the marina today, and that thing has to be a good 20-foot piling, square, solid mahogany or oak or something. Must have come off the Navy Pier across the way, and Art spotted it and said, "Hey, we got a floater." Okay, honey, give it 2 turns to the right, 2 full turns to the right. Stop. Now give it 4 full turns to the left. So the bracket for the steering system is supported underneath the aft cabin. There are 4 bolts going through, and the bracket sits up, and then this column mounts to the bracket. The question that I wonder is, because it's been fiberglass so thick, is that the original installation from the factory? It sure looks like it could be, knowing the previous owner did a shitty job on everything, but I'm curious if anyone else has a Morgan like that. We finally managed to get our steering cylinder apart, and there's a very interesting apparatus here, which is the plate, which after struggling and finally cutting an access hatch out in our beloved Morgan Out Island, just another hole, we were able to finally get things at least in some order. So now we're going to take this into the repair of Baltimore Hydraulics and see. They should be able to take the ends of this, and if you look down in here, whoop, we're pissing more oil. Grab the rag. All right. We should be able to see these fittings down in the hole. They are a special knurl fitting. It looks like you have to take, I heard, a 5/16 socket wrench and grind it. There's got to be a special tool somebody has, and undo those, and hopefully the piston, the ram, and everything else will slide out. But that's it. We're officially not going anywhere until we get this fixed and then reinstalled. The final loading preparations are being done for KYAN II today. It is Thursday. Departure day tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. And we're on our way. And of course, it's wine time here in Vodka Creek. We got all the bugs ironed out today. The only hitch we had today was the hydraulics steering mechanism. They had repiped it backwards, and I did not double check the connection. So when we pulled out of the slip, left rudder actually was right rudder, and right rudder was left rudder. So we dropped the anchor real fast,
and switch the hoses, pump the hydraulics back up, and we're on our way. So I'll take a hit for that. I should have checked. I should know better. And what else did we do? Well, we put our Lotto Furler banners on the side of our boat. So now we're a walking, talking, floating, sailing advertising machine for alottofurler.com. And tomorrow morning we'll be up bright and early, heading down the Chesapeake. So, cheers, honey.
Cheers.
Happy Friday. So, you had a good day today. What's that hickey on your neck?
Despite what everybody thinks, that's not a hickey on my neck.
Let's zoom in. Let's have a quick look. Oh, yeah. Oh, they got you good.
So last night we had good news. Tuesday I went for a biopsy on my thyroid, and we got good news last night, and all the nodules I had came back benign. So all this bruising is from the 4 needles they stuck in my neck.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't say it was me that did that. I only nibble below the earlobe, not that far though.
So we're good to go for the trip. We
Yay.
were hoping it was all going to be good and we wouldn't have to delay
That's
our
right.
trip or come back in the middle of our trip. So we are going.
Great. So any advice for all of our landlubber friends?
No.
Bye, everybody. Well, look at that sunrise. Sunday, October 29th, and we have some water pump issues, so we're going to go around the corner into Solomon's, refuel. We're down to about just over half a tank and only 10 gallons spare. So we're going to fill up the rest of the tank and get some fuel, and then we'll decide. We may anchor today in Solomon's just to get the water pump issue resolved. After growing up in the cold climate of Canada, it never fails to amaze me how beautiful this area is, especially at the end of October, beginning of November, when most places I'm used to are already in the deep freeze or getting there. So tonight we're in Solomon's Island, and we fixed our house water pump. We figured out the problem, probably human error. We're cooking some really nice pork chops. The baked potatoes are done. We'll be up at sunrise tomorrow morning and on our way to the next step, which you'll see later.
So you see over, it's anchored just off the shore. They have their lights on. They're going to be looking out.
Captain of 3's. Go ahead, Sandra. We're eyes on the boat. It's showing that Morehouse Cove and Accident Mill Creek.
I'm correct. We're approximately 2-3 minutes out from it. Can you make sure there's a dock there we can pull up to with the patient?
All right. Don't move. They said DNR, they're dispatching a boat. They know we're at anchor. The DNR is on its way.
How are they going to get me off?
I don't know. Maybe talk nice to you? I don't know. Just kidding, honey. Keep a good sense of humor. No, they're going to lift you out of there, one way or the other. Okay? Yeah. But you're absolutely right. These things happen in threes. I see red lights over there. I see the guys on the corner right there.
Pulling alongside the vessel now.
Okay, Bruce.
It's gonna hurt. If I get you sitting up, I can wrap it.
Oh, oh, oh God.
It's gonna hurt. Squeeze my hand.
How do I help you out?
Nope.
It's a tough walk. We're just glad that nobody fell down the 6-foot gap on their companionway. I've done that.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
Thinking maybe the boat launch where Joe puts in. I don't think I'm here there or not. Where they're at. Oh, okay. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Slow, deep breaths, please.
Hey, do you want me to come with
No,
you?
no, I don't. You're only going to sit there. No, I'd rather you stay with the boat, please.
Go ahead.
After transferring Sandra to the rescue boat, her journey was not over. She still had the ride across to shore and then up a 50-foot embankment where an ambulance was awaiting her.
Today is Wednesday, November the 1st, and happy Halloween to everybody.
As you probably have figured out by now, we had a mishap on Sunday night on the boat. My wife slipped. The way she slipped was just on a very slippy blanket, landed on her back, and used her elbow to break her fall. That created a fracture in her elbow. We had to, or fracture in her bone between her shoulder and her elbow. We had to call 911, and we had the Calvert County Volunteer Fire Department rescue come out by boat, and the Maryland DNR, Department of Natural Resources, also came out. They did an excellent job, and then they had to chairlift her up the bank at the embankment. Luckily, a good neighbor who we don't know, we met by accident, just happened to stand there, and my wife gave him our number. He called me and he said, you can use my car, whatever you need. And I took him up on that offer on Monday, drove to the hospital, brought her some clothes, some shoes. She had nothing on her feet, and they had x-rayed her and discharged her. They let her stay in the hospital because we had nowhere to go. She had nowhere to go, and I couldn't get to pick her up. Getting the patient transported back to Baltimore, courtesy of Lens Medical Transportation Service. So bottom line is, we had some very good friends come and pick her up from Baltimore. We have scrapped our trip, canceled our trip down the ICW, because it's going to require at least 2 to 3 months of good mending to get that arm back together. And so my job will become one of giving care and looking after her, cooking and cleaning and doing whatever she can't do with one arm. So we plan to continue the journey, but I think what we're going to do is wait until June and go up to New England, and we'll start the New England planning very shortly. But the immediate need is to get my way back to Baltimore. Now, temperatures have gone from a high of 78 on Sunday to a low of 41 tonight. For the past couple of days, the winds have been blowing out of the north and northeast at about 20 to 25 knots. That would make a very uncomfortable trip home to Baltimore, which should take about 2 to 3 days. With any luck, by tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be able to pull out of Solomon's Island and begin the trek north. A nice glass of very light red Pinot Noir. And what we're going to do is cook with gas tonight rather than the induction, even though we have full lithium power. The reason being that it is 61 degrees in here. The present outside air temperature is 48 degrees, and it's going down to 40. And I want to keep the cabin temp at a nice 60 to 65. Down the back we have a propane heater, which is driving some of the heat with a fan driving it up here. We also have our little buddy heater, and we have enough ventilation crack. Both heaters have oxygen sensors, so if they should fail, plus we have a oxygen and CO2 monitor, should we run out of oxygen, but it's always worked for us and it works very well. The idea is we're going to cook dinner tonight on gas, keep those temperatures up in the 60s, and then after a couple hours, things settle down, we'll throw a propane cylinder into little buddy here, which is about 4 hours of heat. And then before we go to bed, I will put a heater here. We keep the door to the engine room, which is down here on the left. And that door in the engine room will open up, and we'll keep the boat nice and warm, keep the engine nice and warm, so we make sure that we don't have to do more than about 9 to 10 seconds of glow plug and get it started in the morning.
morning, everybody. A balmy 41 degrees, and hello from Annapolis on Friday. I believe this is November 3rd, and the clocks go back tomorrow. So we have about 27 more miles to go, and just approaching the Bay Bridge, about 6 miles up, and then we're home. Well, the time is 12:53. We've been at this for about 5 hours, and we're just approaching the Key Bridge now. I returned safely to our home port on Friday, November the 3rd around 3 p.m. Much to our dismay, Sandra had not been able to receive even so much as an appointment or acknowledgement from our healthcare provider at Kaiser Permanente. That appointment wasn't until the 7th, where the surgeon rushed her into surgery the earliest he could by the 10th of November.